Hi everyone, my name is Python Son of Salamaikum and I'm back here with another video. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the discovery of the answer for a lot of confusion that arrived once upon a time in the world and how it was solved by a great scientist. And before entering the terms and the science of the facts, let me tell you a short dramatic story. Then this next makes a dramatic story that I created a little bit. Okay. Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Isaac Newton happily with his family. I know, when I say the word Isaac Newton, most of you know already what story I'm going to tell, but listen to the story until the end. He was living very happily with his friends and also with his parents too. Then he loved to play games and have fun with his friends. Then one day he got very tired because he was playing for 3 hours football match with his friends. Then he was very tired. Then he sit under a tree. Then he said he wanted to rest, right? Because after 3 hours, right? He said he wanted to rest. Like that, he was taking rest. Suddenly, one durian fall on his head. One apple fall on his head. Durian, one apple fall on his head today. He said, "Ouch!" Hi. Isaac was little upset, then wished that the apple would fall upon the clouds, but not on him, while he's rubbing his head lightly. He's taking rest. And after that, because of the gentle breeze of the tree, right, it was very sunny and it was very cool, then he sleep. Then you wake up, means everything okay, my head's now feeling much better. Then I'm back. Ronald is back to play the game. He went to play the game. Then he went back home. Then he ate koli curry, atta curry, mat curry. Then he sleep ready. Then he told his parents also what happened to the football match. All that everything okay. But the whole incident, right, the apple fall on his head made him to think, why the apple fall on my head but not fly in the sky? He think like that already, in different way. Then he don't know why it happened. He asked his parents, Mama, Papa, the apple fall on my head, why not in the air? And then his parents also, I don't know the answer. And they also thinking, he was so obsessed to finding the answer. Then one day, everything that is throwing up in the air will eventually come down. Then he cannot understand why it's happening. It should be something that coming right back to us if we are something pulling. It's like, for example, like I am throwing anything like I got a string means like throwing a trolley means if I got a string means I can pull it back, so the trolley will get back to me. But how the earth is here, I'm throwing anything like a pen, like a pencil, I'm throwing it air, but it's coming back to the earth. He cannot understand why. Then he was thinking, right? He was doing the research for many years. Finally, he got one idea. He found that the earth is the one which is pulling everything. Because everything pulling going on the sky, come to earth, right? Coming back to the earth. So the earth should have something. Then he found that earth as a pulling back bar called gravity. The gravity acts like a string. It's a string that we cannot see, that everything that will go up in the sky, we will pull it right back to the ground. Finally, after years of research, Isaac Newton discovered the mystery of the fallen apple on his head. It's because of the gravity that makes sure every object to stay on the ground. Just imagine if there's no gravity. The objects in our house, like our pen, your dining table, and even you will be floating in the air. You even can't carry out the daily life activities like walking, jogging, cooking, cleaning, anything you cannot carry out. So gravity is very important, and the question also was identified by the great scientist, why the apple fall on the ground on his head but not on the air. See, how many people will think like this? I'm sure that most of you know the story and know what is gravity. But have you ever heard the word gravitational force? Most of the people are confused between the gravity and gravitational force as both sounds alike. But actually they are not. Both comes with different meaning each other. Gravitational force is a force that naturally occurring between any two bodies. For an example, it's like force between me and you, or even the scissors and the calculator. There's a force here, and also any two objects but with two masses. Gravitational force is a vector physical quantity. And the original equation describing the gravitational force between any two objects was originally written by our own Isaac Newton in the year 1687. Even though the scientists have a great understanding on the gravity since then, but the Newton's universal law of gravitation still a good approximation for most of the situations. And the gravitational force, the formula follows like this, like force equals to mass of one object multiplied with mass of another object, and then it also multiplied with another small value which is called as gravitational constant, which is 6.67 times with 10 power of negative 11, and it is divided by the distance between the both objects and square them. And if the mass is doubled by 2, the force also will be doubled. But if the distance is doubled between them, and the force will become 1/4 as strong. And if the distance between two objects become infinity, and the force will become 0. On the other hand, as I already said, the gravity is the naturally occurring force between an object and the very big object, which is the Earth. Gravity always has its own vector field and it needs only one mass. The gravity is calculated by measuring the acceleration that it gives to the free falling objects. For an example, at the Earth's surface, the acceleration of gravity is about 9.8 meter, which is 32 feet per second square. What I'm trying to say is, when an object is falling down means the speed of the object will increase by 9.8 meter for 1 second, and that's why I'm trying to say. And also, the force of the gravity will become 0 at the center of the Earth. Okay, how do you measure the gravity? Okay, there is a working principle, which is called as gravimeter. It's a measuring working principle that works on the moving downward acceleration of the object. And there are two types of gravimeter. One is absolute, another one is relative. While there are some extra interesting facts of both of it are, gravity is the weakest type of fundamental force in the nature, but it still holds the entire solar system and the galaxies. Besides, the speed of free fall is consistent over the Earth. It is computed as 9.8 meters per second. Moreover, the force of attraction between us and the Earth is nothing, but it's our weight. Here I would like to add another info. Weight and the mass are not the same. Weight is the force of gravity, and it is calculated by multiplying the mass of the body and the gravitational field strength of the planet, while the mass is the quantity of matter in a physical body. Weight may change in different planets, but mass always remains the constant. For example, the gravitational field strength of the moon is 16% of what on the surface of the Earth. And do you know black hole? Black hole is the region of space-time where even light and even particles cannot escape from it. And that is why black hole is called, it has the strong gravity in the entire universe. And as I already said, the entire universe, gravity has the existence of unlimited range. And for gravitation, there are two popular laws to calculate the gravitation. One is our Newton law. Another one is Kepler law. That one another person another person I didn't. Okay, I will tell her maybe I don't know. And also, the other one is the gravitational force does not depend on any kind of medium. Now let's take a review, guys. What we learned in the story, we learned that Isaac Newton is the one who discovered that Earth has gravity, which acts as a bar to pull everything down to it, and also the gravitation force, which acts between any two bodies. And for your more info, guys, let me tell you that Sir Isaac Newton, who was an English mathematician, physicist, and astronomer, theologian, and also an author, widely recognized as one of the greatest mathematician and physicist, and also the most influential scientist at all time. And also he was a key figure in the philosophical revolution known as the Enlightenment. And that's all, guys, the information that I give about the gravity and also the gravitational force, and about the story about the Isaac Newton and the fallen apple. And I hope you got some information. And I know most of the geniuses who are looking at this video know more than me already, but I hope I have recorded some of information for you. And thank you guys for watching this video until the end, and peace out and stay safe, guys.